Ready. Play.
What a... yeah, it's just not over yet. Is someone wearing a Roger Federer cap in the Ons camp? They have taste.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
They have taste. If you couldn't work it out, I'm a Roger fan and John's a Rafa fan. Great serve from Zhang, but Jones just gets it over the net. And Zhang, it just crept over the net. Zhang had to really chase it down and lifted the backhand over the baseline. And another match point saved, 40-30. I'm not going to say that was completely
apologise. That was a mishit return.
That was a complete mishit. I've done that before. But hey, she's not going to complain. She got a racket on it.
Yeah, true. Make your own luck.
Qinwen, 4th match point. Serves. Back in play. Forehand Zhang. Forehand Ons into the net. It's all over. Zhang raises her hands in the air and then roars in celebration. She is into her first Grand Slam quarterfinal, and she will play either Daria Kasatkina or Arina Sabalenka. Damien Kust, you saw this coming, right?
I mean, what do you mean? Did I pick Zhang to win? Obviously, I think the real test of has Zhang put it all together yet has to be postponed until the quarters. This was not a real match. Jabeur was not fully fit. Jabeur was playing like she was all week, basically, which is very, very mediocre stuff. I will be the first to admit that Zhang did not have to do all that much in the second set. Obviously she then had some nerves trying to finish it off. I think it was pretty true that the last few games of the first set when Jabeur was a bit more aggressive, she continued in that manner. But yeah, it was just such a big mess, and she just was never really close to touching Zhang here. I am, happy that Zhang is in the quarters. It's been long overdue, but we haven't really had that proper test against a big name yet. Against a big name that was, going to play at 80% at least of her peak level, and Jabeur wasn't able to do that today for this reason or the other. Maybe we'll learn more later. She was clutching her elbow quite a lot. Yeah, now she plays Sabalenka probably or Kasatkina, and this would be a huge step forward if she can win there. Here, yeah, it just wasn't a real clash against the top 5 seed, I think.
Did you see the Zheng serving stats of around about 30 to 35%?
Yeah.
Did that take by surprise, or is that a common trait?
I mean, that's how it looked. The ball toss issues, I think, at some point came back with real force, and yeah, she has a super strong first serve, but it's also really it's not like she every day she comes out and has makes this shot legit weapon, despite the power. And today was probably not the day.
I'm sharing her previous results on the screen because I highlighted it to Nick earlier, saying, why, sort of given the level that we know she's capable of, and I think she did reach that level today despite some of the difficulties that Jabeur had, why is she struggling to sort of make it to fourth rounds? And just looking on the screen, okay, she crushes. There's sort of it's no half measures with her. It's either crushing an opponent or it's tough. It's 6-2 in the third. It's 6-4 in the third over Bronzetti, for example.
Against Bronzetti, it was much tougher than it looks. 2-4 game points for Bronzetti, 4-all, some ridiculous defense from Zhang actually, and Bronzetti missing an easy drive volley at deuce. Yeah, it was just a big mess that never should be happening for her against players like Bronzetti. I'm sorry to Lucia and Mario, who maybe is watching it go. But yeah, I just think that this should not be happening to her at this stage. And the whole year, basically, she lost to Putintseva at the French, great counter puncher, defender, right? She lost to Bernarda Pera, who just sort of controls play with lefty spin at the Australian Open. Siniakova at Wimbledon, I guess you can sort of understand, especially with how Zheng's movement on grass has been absolutely woeful so far. But yeah, these are the losses that have been happening to her at slams. And like, if she lost to Lucia Bronzetti here in the third round, we would have said, okay, nothing has changed. Like, nothing has improved. She didn't lose, but it was, of course, like super random. It was super tricky. She had to come back from a basically from a very rough situation. She got that match against Jabeur where Ons was clearly not 100%. Well, both in terms of fitness and also in terms of just her game. So I don't know if she's actually made that step forward. We'll see, but definitely that match against Sabalenka or Kasatkina will tell us more. And I actually, Ghosty is like sort of hinting at, I don't like her matchup against Sabalenka at all. So I am hoping it will be Kasatkina, even with how tricky she can be, as a defender. That would be also a good opportunity for Zheng to show the progress that she's made, while maybe just not getting overwhelmed as much. Has Zheng played Sabalenka? If she did, I'm assuming that it was not pleasant.
Look it up.
Feel free to jump in with a question at any point, Nick. But Damien,
no, she has not. She has not. Yeah.
Oh, they've not played each other yet, right? What about Ons now, Damien? Where are we? Are we fearing the worst? It's going to be at least another 4 or 5 months for her to have another slam chance. I'm thinking she's 30, or she may even be 30 by the time the Australian Open comes around. Either way, it's touch and go. Australia also is not probably the slam that we sort of would associate with her and having a chance. So it could be almost a year before we go into a Grand Slam with her. I mean, it's just sort of this story. It could be that she's a permanent bridesmaid on the WTA tour.
Ons turned 29 last week.
Oh, okay. So she's not going to be 30 for a while. Thank you, Nick, for that.
Well could be. She's definitely got the best chance on natural surfaces. I think grass, clay. That's going to be where she can shine. That's sort of just the magical skill set that she has on clay and also on grass, but also on grass, the way she was absorbing and redirecting power at Wimbledon. But yeah, the match against Vondroušová was, of course, a big opportunity missed. And I'm not talking about playing Vondroušová in a slam final. That does not have to be a huge opportunity missed. It was because of how Jabeur played in that one and how weak she was mentally, even compared to the previous 2 finals that she played, against Rybakina and Świątek, where I don't think she did that much wrong. She just ran into some extremely strong opposition and, played like decent matches. And against Vondroušová, it was just a nightmare. So, that was a big deal, and it might end up costing her, being a Grand Slam champion. It's possible. At this stage, like, for me, I don't know. It's hard to rate her chances, but it's certainly not like... I wouldn't say that it's very likely she actually wins this time. I would say it's probably, I don't know, maybe under 50%.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. Eleanor, they're saying very brutal. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm guessing the expression bridesmaid is quite common in other languages. Of course, Qinwen Zheng, by the way, will not be thinking about being the bridesmaid. She'll be thinking about being the bride at this particular tournament as she awaits the winner of Kasatkina and Sabalenka. Nick, have you got anything to sort of add or ask Damien before we bring this show to
I think that we should definitely say that Zheng handled the situation as best she could. I was really impressed with shots that she played, the opportunities that she took. I just looked at the stats, and I've just realized that she actually won more points on the returning Jabeur serve than she did on her own, which is probably why she got away with that 39% first serves in. Interestingly, she was 57% second serve points won. There we go. That's the match point. Anastasia. Thanks for sending that in. So, she did what she needed to do to get the situation done. And I think we should be still very impressed with what she's achieved today, even if we are not necessarily confident of what her next step might be.
Just having a quick look at some of the stats here. We have first serve in play. Overall, in the end, it was 40% across the 2 sets from Qinwen Zheng. But of course, crucially, she's winning almost 70% of those first serves. And she was just always in on the Ons Jabeur serve pretty much from the first game where Ons held pretty much for the rest of the match. Unforced errors, of course, tells its story in many respects. 33 off the racket of Ons. It did feel, Damien, as though the backhand of Ons was misfiring in a big way today.
Everything was misfiring in a big way. Like that's how she's played all week, honestly. The past 3 matches, she has been able to just somehow get over the line anyway. Was that because the opponents were weaker than Zhang? I don't really think that's the case. I think she definitely had some better moments against Noskova in the third set. You know, Osorio definitely shouldn't have been in 2 sets if Osorio just sort of kept herself straight. And what else is there? Buskova was a huge comeback too. Buskova got a bit injured as well. But yeah, maybe physically she was actually not feeling well. Maybe today was the worst that she was feeling physically. I don't know. We don't know that, but yeah, she was just a hot mess the whole event basically. So a 4th round, if you look at it this way, it's still actually a really good result. And she had a tough draw to make it as well. Osorio, Noskova, Buskova, that's nightmare first 3 rounds. And then, of course, Qinwen Zheng in the 4th round is also not an easy opponent.
Indeed. Nick, any final words before we bring this show to a close?
No, it's just been an absolute pleasure commentating as always. A lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing who else makes the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I agree. All right, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. One thing I just want to repeat that I said during the commentary. I still thought each game was a lot of fun. In a single entity, each game felt 50-50 at various points and was just, unfortunately, Ons would let it go often with a an unforced error. Sometimes Qinwen Zheng would be unbelievable as well. But I still thought it wasn't quite the same as some 6-2, 6-4s out there where it's just like, this is just coming. And, I think I saw Ons win very comfortably over Burel the other day. I think she won a bit more, didn't concede quite so many games as Qinwen Zheng did today. But it didn't always have a 6-2, 6-4. 40-30 in the last game. Ons breaks there, and suddenly who knows where it might go. But that's tennis. Thank you, Tennis World, for stopping by. And to the rest of you, make sure you tune in for our watch-alongs. We've got 2 more still to come on what's been another epic day on Talking Tennis. Damien and I will be the Night Owls once again for Kazakhina Sabalenka. And in the words of Damien, he's not so excited about that match. But he said he'll just pop by anyway because it's tennis. And there we go. But he is excited about Jannik Sinner, Alexander Zverev. I understand where Damien is coming from, but there is optimism out there in the tennis world for Kazakhina in terms of making that match competitive, as Nick highlighted. So let's see if Kazakhina and her mega second serve can trouble Arina Sabalenka later on. Thanks, Nick, for smiling. Damien didn't smile at that, but Nick did. I'm glad he did.
I smirked. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Speak to you both very soon. Obviously, Damien much sooner. And to the rest of you, you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.